Hello everyone, my name's Ortheore, and I'm here to talk you through navigating the Pokemon Online server, finding battles, exploring different side channels, all that kind of thing. So, let's get into it. When you open up Pokemon Online, the thing you're going to be wanting to look at is this server list. The one I'm going to be talking you through today is Pokemon Online. It's the official server of Pokemon Online, and you'll probably find it at the top of the list, so double click on that. You'll jump straight onto the server, and what you'll see looks something like this. Now, as you can see on the left, we've got a list of players that can also display a list of battles or list of channels. Up top, we've got the banner. It's got a whole bunch of links and various other stuff. That's actually specific to the server, so I won't talk about it too much. Below that, we've got the main chat, which is, where you talk to people, that kind of thing. Below that, we've got a couple of buttons: find battle, register, exit, and send. Now, I'm actually going to talk through those buttons at the bottom first. I'll get the ones that are less important out the way. Exit is pretty obvious, it's to exit the server. Send sends the message you've typed into the message bar. That's not too important because you can do the same thing by simply hitting enter. The register button, that's actually pretty important because that allows you to set a password for your username. It stops people from stealing your name or even impersonating you, so you'll want to do that. Next to it is the find battle button, which is really handy. It finds a battle for you and allows you to compete on the ladder, where you receive I guess you'd call it a rating or a score, where you get more points as you win more battles, and losing causes your ranking to decrease. So if we hit the find battle button, you'll get something that looks like this. Up top there's a checkbox called for force rated battle. That's just good because not everyone plays with the ladder enabled, so force rated means you only get a match that will count towards your ladder ranking. Below that is force same tier. That's pretty obvious. Below that is an option that allows you to specify a maximum rating difference. So if you have a large difference, you could be playing players much better than you, much worse than you. Whereas if you have a much narrower rating difference, then you'll be getting matches that are much closer to your skill level, but it will be harder to find a battle. Below that is where it displays all of the teams you've got loaded. You can load up to 6, and you can be searching for a battle with any combination of those teams. So let's jump right in. Let's find a battle. Okay, so we find a battle. If we're playing with Team Preview, you'll get a pop-up asking you to rearrange your team. You'll be able to see the opposing team as well. So do that. Click done, it'll take you straight to the battle, and in the battle window you can see your Pokemon and the opponents. If you hover your mouse over them, you'll actually see what moves they've used, what their possible stats are, as well as their typing, which is really handy. Other information, you can see the HP bar. Also, the battle window tracks what Pokemon you and your opponent have used, which is really handy. It also tracks the status of them, and you've also got trainer name, trainer sprite, all that. Now, on the right, you've got the log of the battle. Now this is where all the information of the battle gets displayed, and you can review anything that's happened at any time during the match. Yeah, so that's what tells you basically what is happening throughout the battle. Below the battle window, you've got your moves. There's a tab for Pokemon, which is where you go if you want to switch out. Next to that is spectators. That just displays who's watching the battle. A few other things to note: save log, the checkbox that's just above your moves. That is if you want to save a copy of the game to look over at a later date. You'll also save a replay if you check that, which is a much nicer way of looking at it. Down the bottom, you've got cancel. If you make a move, then change your mind, you may be able to cancel if you click the cancel button in time. You've also got suggest draw, which is pretty obvious. And if you exit out of the window, that will forfeit the match for you. So, returning to the chat, what is not obvious at first glance is that if you type in /commands, you actually get a list of other commands that do a whole bunch of different things, really, and you use all of them by simply entering them into the chat bar. On the left, we have a list of players. It's normally sorted by tier, but you can toggle that in the options. If you right click on any player's name, you get the option to challenge or send them a message or view their ranking. Also, you can see that you can bring up a list of all current battles, and you can opt to watch any given battle unless they have disabled spectators, which is possible. Lastly is the channel list. Now if you click on the channels tab, you can see a whole bunch of different channels that many of which you can join. You can also search for channels and create your own in the search bar at the bottom. If you're wondering what a channel is, it's basically a chat room. However, some other channels have scripts running that offer a whole bunch of different games. Like we've got trivia, hangman, we've got scripted tournaments, which are another way to find battles. We've also got Mafia, which is a load of fun. The next thing I want to cover is changing tiers, because that's pretty important. Usually PO will put you in the appropriate tier by default. It selects a tier based on the generation of your team and puts you in the lowest possible tier for that team. However, if you want to change tier, the way to do that, go up top where it says tiers, click on that, and you'll get a whole bunch of options for you to select. Another important feature is if you click on file, you'll see the option to open replay. That's pretty obvious if you want to watch a replay of a battle you have saved on your computer. Also, other things to check out are the options and battle options. Options is just for various useful things like enable ladder, idle, that kind of thing. Battle options, that's mostly options for the battle window, toggling different effects, and it also determines where you save your logs to. Anyway, that just about wraps it up. Hope you liked it, and I look forward to seeing you on Pokemon Online.